Welcome to another episode of Not Too Deep. I'm Grace Ann Helbig the First, your host. Guess what? We have a beautiful guest with us today. It's very exciting. Manny MUA is with us. He is a beauty guru. He is a makeup maven. He owns Lunar Beauty, his makeup line. He's hilarious. He has a crazy ass gym that he goes to where many a story come from. He hates potato. Oh no, I'm sorry. Egg on my face. He loves potatoes and hates corn. You'll hear all about those fun things in this episode of Not Too Deep.
Not too deep.
Are you tired of unpredictable hair color results? Well, discover Color & Co., the home hair color personalized just for you by L'Oreal. With Color & Co., you'll get a free consultation with an expert hairstylist who will custom blend a salon-quality shade for your hair needs. No matter your hair goal, you can do it. Use promo code GRACE at colorandco.com for $10 off your first order.
Not too deep. Not too deep. With Grace Helbig.
Manny!
Hello.
Hello, thank you for being here.
Of course, thank you so much for having me.
Oh, this is so fun. Did you come from the gym?
No, I did not come from the gym. I came from my house.
Are you still going to the same gym? There's a lot that's been happening at this fucking gym.
No, my gym is literally fucking crazy. It's insane.
I was watching your gym stories video this morning and I was just
Oh my God.
squealing
Yes.
like a little girl.
Yes, like a little piglet.
It's bonkers to me.
Yeah.
I mean, for people that don't know, what are, I guess, the like brief synopses of these situations?
Well, okay, so at my gym, there's like a steam room.
Yes.
And things happen in the steam room when you're just not as prepared. Like, you're just like, didn't know what was, like, I went to the steam room once and there was literally, like, you curse, so I don't like mind saying crazy shit.
You
So
can say whatever
I
you
can say
want.
whatever the fuck I want. Okay, great. So I literally, like, I walked in and it was totally fine. Everything was normal. And
Yeah.
then you like see like these like couple guys are like kind of looking around, like cruising, and I'm like, oh my God, like, ew, like I'm literally like in a towel, like not cute at all after working out. And they're over here like full dicks out, like jerking off. And I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like, I literally was like, okay. I literally, like, there was like maybe like 6 other guys in there.
That's so...
And I was the only one with the towel on. I was like, I have to escape. It was an escape room. Dick version. I was shook.
It's the most adult escape room of all
Yes,
time.
it really was.
Oh my, I can't believe that happened. One, I can't believe that because someone walked in and like kind of like basically diffused the energy of the situation. Didn't like scold anyone, but just like halted the momentum of what was happening.
And it was so lovely. I'm like, thank you so much for walking in. Because I feel like as soon as someone walks in, like it just like calms everything down. Because someone scares me like a straight person. Like, what the fuck is going on? Could you just imagine like a straight guy walking in? He's like, And he just like... Like, what would happen? It's psychotic.
No, it would be like, okay, note to self, no more steam
No more steam
room.
rooms for me. Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so bonkers, but you still go to the same gym.
Yeah, so I go to the same gym. I mean, I still love like the gym that I go to. It was just
That's
like
good.
a crazy situation that happened. It was like only happened to me like once.
Okay.
And I was like, wow.
I mean, but if it happened to you, how many other
It's
Mannys
totally,
are
oh my
there
God,
at
it's
this
totally
gym?
happened. I'm like, shit goes down. And I'm like, wow, I cannot believe this is actually happening. Like, I feel like it's a full cruising moment.
Well, you also have a saga, potentially
saga.
romantic, going on with the front desk person at this gym.
Yes.
Okay, where is the state of this potentially romantic, slightly awkwardly clunky saga?
No, it's very clunky. It's very awkward and clunky, more than romantic for sure. The last time I was there, maybe like yesterday or the 2 days. It was yesterday, maybe? I can't remember. No, 2 days ago. I made this video, right? And like not thinking he would watch it, even though I know he knows who I am.
Okay.
But I'm like, there's no way he's like a front desk. Like, he just doesn't, it's not my demo. Let's just say that, right?
Sure.
So I'm like, okay, it's totally fine. He's not going to know. Last time I saw him, like yesterday, 2 days ago, I was walking by and leaving and he's like, hey, and I was like, oh, hey, how are you? I haven't seen him in like 2 weeks. And he's like, got any fun videos planned? And I'm like,
Oh,
I always have fun videos planned. I don't know what you mean. And I'm literally just like, yeah, of course. And he's like, well, I saw your video. And I was like, I literally, when I tell you guys, like, my heart dropped to my asshole, it literally was puckering. I was so shook. I was like, okay, oh oh my God, oh my God. And I was like, no, you didn't. And so I literally was like, no, you didn't. And he's like, no, I totally did. And I was like, no, you didn't. And I literally like started to fight
You're
him.
like, if I say it louder, it
I
means
was like,
that you
it's
did
real.
it.
So I'm like, no, you didn't. And he's like, he, and then I got so red and he was just like laughing. He was like, that was so cute, such a cute video. And I like hugged him and he's like, we still have to hang out soon. And I'm like, yeah, for sure. Whenever we're not busy or at the gym, like we'll like hang out. And I walked away because I literally like, I couldn't stay there longer because my face was so red and hot. I was literally on fire. And so I don't even like right now we're at a standstill.
Okay.
Again, we're always at a standstill. It's just like a weird thing.
But does stuff like that change how much you tell personal stories online at all?
And it makes me like apprehensive
Yeah.
for sure. And I'm like, okay, well, if he's following this, like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Like, I was like, how am I going to tell like story times? And I'm scared that the people that I tell story times about are gonna see it,
Right.
and like tell me about it. And I'm like, I don't want like, because the thing is also like when I'm at the gym, like no one like comes up to me, no one like talks
That's
to
like
me.
your
Like it's
space
not,
by
it's like
yourself.
your own thing, right? And, like, and
Yeah.
I'm like not glam, so it's literally just like no one really recognizes me.
Right.
It's chill.
It's a safe space.
It's a safe space. So I go there thinking like no one knows who I am.
Yeah.
And so like when I'm doing things online, I'm like scared that they're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about now.
Right,
And I'm
right,
like, like I was like, don't fuck with me. I'm making a story about you.
But now I wonder if the front desk guy is like quietly coming up with things to do that hopefully get you to do a video
And then
talking
what if
about
he
him.
what if he did? I would scream. But the thing is like I never said his name. I never said what gym I go to. I've literally
Right.
been so like good about it.
There's a lot of mystery.
There's a lot of
surround-
mystery.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've been so good about it because I don't want to like say any names or anything like that. Be crazy. I just want to be elusive with it.
Sure.
So I'm scared.
Yeah.
It's basically what's going on.
At the end of the day, they're incredible stories.
Thank you.
And you've never seen the middle-aged woman that
Never
you yelled at?
I haven't seen her sit. And I wish I did.
Yeah.
I wish a bitch would again.
That-
Because I'll be prepared. I would be more prepared. So I'd be like, oh my God. I literally didn't have any comebacks for her at the time. She was literally trying to fight me. So I didn't.
It's the endorphins.
It was.
Endorphins make
It
people
was-
crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. She was on her like full blown like treadmill fantasy. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what to say to you, but I fucking hate you. She was crazy.
Oh, I love it. Okay, let's take it back a little bit. Well, a lot of bit.
Mhm.
So before you started YouTube, you worked at Sephora and MAC.
Right. Yes.
At both of those places,
Mhm.
or MAC?
I worked at Sephora first,
Uh-huh.
and then I quit Sephora to work at MAC.
And what were those experiences like?
They were great. I mean, Sephora was my first like real makeup experience, like real makeup counter experience where I went in, learned about like skincare, learned about makeup, learned about application, learned about hygiene practices. Like I learned about so many things there.
Yeah.
About fragrance. Like, I mean, Sephora has everything,
Yeah.
you know? And so that was amazing. Working there was absolutely incredible. And then working at MAC was more about artistry for me. And it was like learning how to be a better makeup artist. So I feel like I got like the best of both worlds.
That's cool. Did
Mhm.
you have any bizarre customer experiences?
I did have, oh my gosh, like it's pulling me back. Okay, I did have a weird customer experience once at Sephora.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God, it's so weird. Like I haven't thought about this in so long. It's been like 6 years. But oh my God, no, it's been like 7 years. But we were at the store and we were like in the fragrances and like this older man came up to me and he was like super tall. He was like 6'4",
Wow.
like huge guy, just like looking down at me. And he's like, so like, you work here? And I'm like fully glam. Like, obviously I work here. Like I have my little Manny tag. Like I work here. And he's like, yeah. And he's like, oh yeah, you know, my wife's like shopping around. Like, and I was like, oh, cool. Like, you know, very just casual conversation. And he's like, what are you doing after? And like fully like was like, I was like, oh, I'm going home. Like, what are you thinking? Like, I literally am also like 21, like 22.
Wow.
And he's like 45, which is fine. I don't mind. But like, it was just like a big difference. Like there was a large difference between us. And I was like, oh my God, this is so weird. Cause he was like, oh yeah, you know, my wife is like shopping around. And I was like, uh-huh. And he's, what are you doing after? I'm like, oh, well, you know, I'm going home. And I was like, not into it at all.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, well, like, I can like wait for you after if you're down. And I was like, I'm what? And so I literally was like, I literally just like got so dumbfoundedly struck. I literally didn't know what to do. And I was like,
Yeah,
no,
'cause-
I'm busy, sadly. And then so the thing is that was really, really weird is that when I told him that, I left because I felt so uncomfortable and so awkward. He ended up staying in the Sephora for literally like 10 minutes, just like looking at me, like walking around, like
did?
circling. Yes. And so I felt so uncomfortable. So I told my manager, I'm like, I feel really uncomfortable. Like I'm like scared he's gonna like attack me after I get off work.
Oh my
Because he's literally
God.
like lingering and like because I worked in a Sephora,
And
it's like
he's
JCPenney.
massive.
And he's huge.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not gonna, how am I gonna fight this bitch off? Like I literally am skinny. This is like when I was skinny and like not working out, like, oh, I'm a little fucking twink. Like I literally like didn't know what to do. So I was like, okay, can I get like security like after like I didn't
Yeah.
and so luckily like I didn't see him after, but it was just really weird that he was like lingering around
That's
for like
scary.
a while. And the thing is, I worked in Sephora inside JCPenney, so like he would like walking around JCPenney. Like he wasn't like leaving. He would just like look into Sephora to see if I was still there, and then he would walk away.
Was it ever confirmed that he had a wife that was shopping?
I have no idea. Like I never
That
saw
feels
him
like
or
an
talked to
easy
him after
alibi.
that. I feel like that too. I'm like, are you
Yeah.
just saying that because like
You
think I'm gonna be into it? Like I don't fuck. It was really, really, really weird.
That's creepy.
Yeah, it was super creepy. I have a story time on it on my channel. I just can't remember it like fully the story now because it was so long ago.
Yeah.
But I talked about it and I was like, this is like crazy.
Very scary.
Like, why is this happening to me?
You're a
Like,
magnet.
why me?
bro.
Like, I'm magnetizing these random ass weird shits. Like, literally. It happens to me all the time. I have the weirdest fucking stories. It's sick.
Really?
Yes.
Well, thank God you have an outlet for them now.
Yes, I can actually talk
Thank
about that.
God. Did you ever see that guy again?
No, I didn't.
You
I
never
never saw him. Not after he was like, he just seemed so weird and like off. And I was like,
Yeah.
are you like on drugs? Like, it was just a really weird experience.
Yeah, there's something
like, I'll
that's
see you
not
after.
correct. Yeah.
You will not see me after, sir. Thank you so much.
And then he just perused the JC Penney's.
Yes.
No one just peruses the pennies.
Baby girl, you're not at JCPenney? No.
Yeah.
You're not going to the bedding section, sweetie. Like, it's not happening. So you need to
Yeah,
get.
you have an inflatable mattress at home.
Yeah,
You
it
know?
was sick. It was truly sick.
Oh, wow. You've been through it.
I've been through the ringer.
Wait, so how long did you work at Sephora, or you worked there for a couple months, and how long did you work at MAC for?
I worked at Sephora for a year, and then I worked at MAC for like maybe 9 months.
For 9 months.
So almost a year. I worked a year at both of them.
Okay.
Mhm, mhm.
And was it around then that you started making videos?
Right. So actually, I was at Sephora still when I had an Instagram. So I was like
Okay.
at Sephora when I had an Instagram, and it was at the end of my Sephora journey when I had started an Instagram on social media. And then it was going into MAC, and like basically the makeup that I was wearing at MAC, I would just put it on Instagram, and that was the only social media platform I had at the time.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh, like this is really fun. It's cute. Like I get to post the makeup that I'm wearing to work online because I was like already wearing it, so I might as well like post a photo of it. I didn't see any other boys really as many other boys like wearing it, especially with like facial hair and things like that. So I'm like, you know what? I saw a lot of androgynous boys that were like, looking like shaving their face, doing the whole thing, and so I was like, well, I want to do something a little bit different. So that's kind of why I started it. And then it was a couple months into working at MAC that I was like, okay, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. And that's like when I started my channel working at MAC.
Oh, very cool.
Mhm.
But before all this, you were going to pursue medical school?
I was.
You were going to be
Yes.
a plastic surgeon? Really?
Mm-hmm.
What?
You're like, where the fuck did that
Where
even
did
go?
that come from?
No, so I actually had always been into plastic surgery like my whole entire life. I always just loved it. Like I loved.
How did that start?
I don't know. Maybe I was watching Nip Tuck. I don't know. I was a psychopath. Like, goddamn. Like I was
that
so
kind of stuff. I can't. I can't.
But I think I was just really fascinated with the fact that like if people had the option to change something, they could. And if they wanted to, like if they were insecure about something, they could change it. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's literally like, well, I don't like that. Well, I want to be able to change it and like take control of your own self and do it if you want.
Yeah.
And I've always loved that. And and I think that the reason I got so much into makeup is because it's almost like that in a way. It's like almost like a mini form of plastic surgery.
Yeah.
It's like you are enhancing certain things and de-enhancing certain things. And I really, really, really loved that aspect of it. So I was going to school full-time while I was a waiter and at Sephora and at MAC. And when I graduated, I was like between like graduating college and getting my bachelor's degree and then going into like, furthering my school. But I was like, I found makeup like in that little sweet spot between the two. And so that's kind of where I like ventured off to was when I was like, okay, well, I'm working at MAC. I'm starting a YouTube channel. Like I should be looking at fucking med schools, but I'm not. But this is so much more fun. Like I was so over school. I was literally like, bitch, I've been here for 5 years. Like, like I had such senioritis and I was like, I really don't want to keep going to school, but I still had a passion for it, And so I found this passion in makeup as like a mini form of plastic surgery and a lot faster. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do this instead. And luckily, like because I was so passionate about it, I feel like it really took off.
Would you ever go back to school?
That's
a no.
I don't think so. I really, really don't. I do not miss the days where I'm like freaking a host at the waiter stand, like looking over flashcards between like people, and I'm like just trying to study. Like I'm over it. I'm over school. Like I'm just over it.
That's okay. I mean, there's so many YouTubers that haven't even done like college.
No, right, right.
You've already have that higher education under your belt.
Mm-hmm. I feel better that I feel like I have a bachelor's degree, so I'm like, and in science, like in health science.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Are you able to spot plastic surgery really well now just because you were fascinated by it?
it depends like how good the like surgery was. Like if it's if it's a really, really good surgery, like you should not be able to clock it at all. Like, you should be like, oh, well, like I would have never guessed, you know? But if it's like, I can always, of course, tell like a bad situation or something that's not as well done.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I think it's also because of like what I do with makeup. Like I'm really good at honing in on the face, like makeup wise. And so I think that it kind of just translates with like the surgery and the makeup. Like I'm so like honed in on people's faces.
That makes sense. Do you watch Botched and that kind of stuff?
I've seen it. I
can't.
It's too much.
It's a
like,
lot.
I get so overwhelmed and I'm like, I'm so sorry that your ass went from round to flat. It just doesn't make sense. When the freaking shit flips over and you're like, oh, it's flat, literally. And I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff I have to draw the line at. Okay, Escape the Night.
Oh my God.
How was that?
Oh my God, it was so much fun.
It looks like it's so much fun. We had Joey and Daniel on a few months ago, and I didn't even realize that it's so not like really scripted.
Right? No, it's like literally not at all.
Yeah,
actually.
I had no idea because I was watching it and I was like, because I really didn't understand the concept of. I thought it was like murder mystery or something,
Totally,
and then
yeah.
I watched some of it and I was like, oh, it's escape rooms. But wait,
But like Survivor.
Yeah.
Clue.
Yeah.
Like it's literally like such a like it's a very
So how was that
different
for
thing.
you?
It was super fun. I actually had a lot of fun doing it. It was hard filming super late because literally like you like get into your chair at like 4. Start filming at 8.
Because they did like night shoots, right?
Yeah, so it's night shoots. So we like start shooting at 8. We don't wrap till like 3 or 4 in the morning.
Wow.
And so it's like, oh my God, like and that was like for a week straight because I like lasted pretty long in my season. So I'm like, I am so dead tired. After like the 5th day of shooting, you're like, you have like fucking your bones are chattering and you're like, you just can't do it. So
and everyone's YouTubers, so everyone has their own whole like empires that they're running in the background.
Right. Yeah. It's also like you're like, okay, I have to take this like week off, like literally, you know, to be able to do this and also like be very inconspicuous because you can't like snap that you're there doing anything. So you're literally just kind of like, hey guys, just having a great day today. And like go away for literally 12 hours. So it's literally like, it was crazy. But it was so much fun because it was just nice to be around like all the YouTubers and just everyone, and everyone's so sweet. And you know, I love Joey and Daniel so much, and I had such a fun time doing it.
That's awesome. Yeah, what's it like doing? How much guidance do they give you? Do they just say like, here's where you're gonna be, and then we need you to run there, and then
not even that. They'll literally be like, okay, like we're all in a room, and they're like, okay, wait 5 minutes, and we're like, okay. And like something will happen and we just have to kind of go from there. And like we all just kind of have to figure it out. Like that's like the fun part about it.
That's very cool.
Is that we would have to like figure it out everything. Like it was like something happened, like something crashed. We would all run outside. Like we would just instinctively do whatever we wanted to do, which is why I liked it so much because it wasn't like super planned. Yeah. And it's not scripted. Like all the things that I said, like I just said them because I wanted to say it. Like same with everyone else. So it's like you'd hear a huge crash. We'd run outside. Like what is this? What do we have to do? And then we'd try to figure it out. And then we'd go from there. And if when like we all had to split up, that is when they'd be like, okay, like you got like these people are going there, these people are going there. Okay. Go. And that's like, and then we had to figure it out ourselves again. So like that was, they didn't really guide us very much. That's what I liked about it because it was such a fun, like interactive experience. And you're in the moment so much because you have to be. Right. Like the scares are real. Like when we're screaming, it's real. Like I'm literally like if something like were to happen, like I scream, like I'm really like literally screaming. Yeah. Out of fear. I feel like that's how you get the most authentic reactions from YouTubers anyway. Yes, that's how they do it. Yeah. Like, they're like it's unplanned. Yeah, don't give them scripts. Exactly. Just let them react. Just let them be like whoever the fuck they want to be. And it honestly just works out. I feel like it makes it more fun. Yeah. Because then like YouTubers get to bring their own like personality to it. Yeah, then you don't have to overthink it too much. You're really just reacting. Yeah. It's literally fucking YouTube React. What, yeah, in real life. Yeah. Except not in a chair. Yeah. Would you do it again? I would do it again. Yeah. I tell you what, I just think it's a fun experience, and it's fun doing it with everyone else, and it's kind of fun to kind of play on a character when you're in it. Yeah, because you're still playing a character. But you're playing a character. Yeah. So it's like, okay, let me just be more bitchy today. You know what I mean? Like you're just gonna be like, let me just like act a little bit more. Let me just like, you know, let me just put my little acting pants on and just like be like, let me just be a fucking asshole today, or let me be so sweet today. Well, the thing I think one of the best parts of the show is the wardrobe. Oh my God, it's the best. Yeah, it's fantastic. They kill it, and like just everything that they do, it's such a good show. Like the way, like it's just so thought out, and it's so just well done. It's like very smart. It's very cool, and it's fun. It's fun to kind of use your brain, but also like personality. There's so much like involved with it. Were there any mishaps? Mishaps. I mean, I'm sure it's all such a blur too. It honestly is a blur because like literally like because like even there's like days where it's like you'd film 2 episodes a night, so it's literally like
What?
Like we didn't even know what
day
like,
is
We
it?
didn't even know. I was like, what episode was this? Like I literally don't even know. Everything blurs together. But for the most part, like the teams are so good. Like there was no mishaps like that were happening on set. Like everything was just it flowed really easily.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're gonna take a quick break. When we get back, I have a bunch more questions for you, and then the internet's got some questions. We'll be right back with more Not Too
Cute.
Deep.
Not too deep.
Haverdash is the newest and most affordable online wear and return rental subscription for everyday clothing. You have the clothes you have, the staples of your wardrobe that you've invested in, and then there's the clothes that add a dash. You see where I'm going? Of color, print, fashion, or trend to your wardrobe. These are the pieces that you rent with Haverdash. Fall in love with getting dressed up again with an endless rotation of clothes. You simply fill your virtual closet with everything you want to wear, have fun with new trends, experiment with things you would normally shy away from. You get 3 items shipped at a time and then wear them once or as often as you want. When you send back all 3 items, you get your next shipment of 3, and you can swap your items for new ones as often as you want per month. And if you fall in love with something, you can buy it for a discounted price, and you get all of this for just $59 a month. This sounds pretty perfect. You get to do it all in the comfort of your own home, in the comfort of the glow of your own laptop. You know I'm on board. So head over to haverdash.com and sign up today. There are no commitments and you can cancel anytime. That's Haverdash, HAVERDASH.com. Okay, your father is extremely supportive.
Mm-hmm.
How did he get so supportive of you in this like non-traditional career path?
Right. It's actually really crazy because we already have such a long history. Like in the beginning, it wasn't as supportive and it wasn't as like it wasn't as very understanding. Like neither of us really tried to understand one another. And so I was like, okay, so we just didn't have a really good relationship for a big part of our life. And just because we didn't want to try, we were both confused and we were just like, we didn't really know what to do with one another. Because like he wanted me to be, he wanted me to play sports and be like, like my little brothers. And I was like, well, I'm so not like that. I want to do my own thing. And, I didn't understand him. He didn't understand me. And so it was just such a like battle all the time that we had to deal with. And so I feel like as time progressed, I started to grow up. I started to be more open myself and not be so closed off. I think that as he grew and like learned as well, it just kind of like, we just started to like mesh more.
Yeah.
And we're understanding. It's like, when you're like a kid, you just like don't understand. You're like, forget my parents. Like they're so annoying. They don't understand me. It's very that. And so I feel like as I started getting older, it started becoming more and more accepted with us. Like we both started accepting each other more. And so it was really, really hard. Like even when I was like 21, like it was still really, really hard. And I think that once I started getting on social media and I would show my parents like the messages I would be getting from people and just like how I've helped them in some way.
Yeah.
I think they both were very like taken aback and shocked at the fact that like what it is, like the impact that I've had on people and by just being my authentic self. And they're like, oh my God, like this is crazy. And and my dad, especially like as being someone that wasn't as accepting, for him to be like, doing a full 180, he also went to therapy and he did so many things that he really wanted to understand me.
He put in the work.
He put in the work.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a huge part of it. Like you have to put in the work and you have to try. And same with me, I put in the work for him. And I think we've gotten to such a great spot now where it's literally like he would do anything for me. And he's so supportive of everything that I do. And he's like my biggest fan.
That's so sweet. Didn't he go to VidCon this year? Or
no, because I didn't go to VidCon this year.
Oh, you didn't go to VidCon?
Last year, yes, he did. And so
Last
did I.
year, okay. What did he think of it?
He thought it was crazy. He just thought it was like the craziest big experience. He's like, this is so nuts. Because he's gone to like other conventions with me. He's gone to like BeautyCon with me and things like that.
He's gone to BeautyCon?
Yeah. So it's like my mom and him and my brother. Like I have such a like close-knit family who are so supportive and they'll always like come and support me. Yeah. So I've been really, really, really lucky with that.
That's incredible. He doesn't have his own channel though.
He does have his own channel.
He does?
Yes.
What
yes,
does he post on his own channel?
I mean, he's like posted like one video in like
oh my God,
2
that's
years.
enough.
Yeah.
That's enough.
And I'm like, Dad, you're so cute. Like, you just like do your thing. But it's because we made a video together back in the day. It was last year and it was about, just like the struggles that we both kind of faced together and just like talking about our journey. And you know, made it such an impact on people that he was like, I want to create a channel and like just talk to like parents
Aw.
about like their kids, like the LGBT kids. And I think that was a big part for him. He wanted to like, you know, feel like he was part of it, and he wanted to feel like he was really, really helping. And
That's so sweet.
mhm.
What a huge like pivot.
it's like crazy because like I'll have family like tell us like how crazy it is that how much my dad has changed, because like that's how he wasn't like that before.
Right.
And so they're like, wow, like what a huge difference, like cousins of his and things like that. And I'm like, yeah,
Wow.
like it's so crazy. I'm so lucky to have like a dad who has gone a full 180 and is so supportive and understanding of me now. Whereas like back in the day, he was like, delete your Instagram. And I was like, no, dang it. Like I would like fight off, like I would fight them on things. And so I just feel like it kind of adds like to the story. And I'm like, Dad, I'm like
Yeah.
really proud of you, because like it was so hard in the beginning. And now where it is, it's like makes it such a full circle like moment.
And it makes it, you know, so much easier for you as a creative and like exciting for you as a
Yeah.
creative, knowing that you have that support behind you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And not feeling like you're disgracing someone or making someone uncomfortable by
Totally.
being yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of like doing cool things, Lunar Beauty.
Yeah.
Okay, how did this come to be?
To be, yes.
Yeah.
So Lunar Beauty, that's my brand. And I've been wanting to have a brand for years.
Mhm.
And, you know, as soon as when I was even in the beauty space and I was, you know, playing with makeup and reviewing makeup, and like there was like things that I was like, well, I feel like this is missing this. And I'd
Mhm.
always like in my mind, like envisioned something like in front of me where I was like, well, I feel like I would have changed this.
Yeah.
And like I would have just done like these little things. And I would just tweak it. And I feel like, well, if I'm doing this, like, why can't I just do it myself and like
Yeah.
create the products that I'm like envisioning, or create, like, I feel like for me, what was missing was like an aesthetic of a brand, like a very fun, great packaged, great quality, you know, makeup. And I was like, I really wanted to do this. So I started working on Lunar Beauty, like, oh my gosh, like 3-4 years ago.
Really?
And I started working a very, very long time ago with my parents, and they were so supportive of me. My dad and my mom both work with Lunar Beauty and and
Oh wow.
like they're like my full-time supporters, and they also work with the brand. So it's like they're literally like in it.
It's a family
It's
affair.
a family business, family
Yeah.
affair. So for me, it was really just a passion of mine. And like I'm literally wearing makeup for a living. Like, why would I not
Yeah.
create products that I truly love? And it's like I review things, I know what I like, and I feel like if people trust my opinion on my reviews, then I feel like they would trust my opinion on products I create. And luckily I've been so lucky, and I've come out with great products, and people have been really, really loving them. They review amazingly.
Yeah.
So I'm really
Yeah,
blessed.
because that's the thing. I mean, I give you guys so much credit in the beauty world
Mhm.
because the idea of creating, like, let me create a lipstick seems basic enough, simple
Right.
enough. But like the actual process of doing that, and then the audience like acceptance of that has
Mhm.
such high stakes and high risk that
Totally.
it blows my mind
100%.
what happens sometimes. And like, poof, God, I could never
No,
like,
it's crazy.
fathom that. So
Yeah.
what's going into like creating products in that sort of world? Like, what are your sort of like standards and practices for that? Like, I'm sure you're like super anal about the things that
Mhm.
you want for Lunar. So
Yeah.
like what kind of like, take us through like how you brainstorm for a product.
I feel like for me, like inspiration hits me in like such weird ways. Sometimes
Mhm.
where like I'll just be looking at something and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have an idea. And like I'll like write down my notes, and then
Yeah.
or like at nighttime, like I'm much more of a nighttime person than a daytime person.
Mhm.
So a lot of times like I'll like
Lunar.
create like literally Lunar
Yeah.
Beauty. Like I'll literally like will create a full like palette or something like in the middle of like the last palette that I created, or one that I'm working on for next year, is like it was like 1 a.m.
Mhm.
and I had tons of shades around me, and I just started putting them together, and I was like so on like I was on a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just on a fucking good one. And so I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna start creating. And so like it was like literally so late at night, and like that's just when it hits me. And I feel like for me, it's not about like trends. It's not about
Sure.
like you know, trying to hit the like mark in that way. For me, it's
Mhm.
about like creating products that I truly love and that I feel like other people would love as well. So I'm not like trying to chase a trend. I'm just like creating things that I'm truly inspired by, and things that if I saw it in the store, like I would purchase it myself.
Right.
That is like what I think about with my brand. Like I
Yeah.
want it to be heavy feeling. I want it to feel like I want people to be able to tell that I worked so hard on it.
Yeah.
And I feel like with the things that I have, you can. And that's like, that was the whole point for me.
Really?
Mhm.
Okay. What are there what's like your number one holy grail product right now?
And also like that's such a hard question because I feel like
that
there's
shifts all the
different
time.
there's also like different spots of the face, like holy grails for different things.
Sure.
So it's like I guess holy grail forever would be like concealer because concealer is like the easiest thing to like under your eyes.
Yeah.
Spot concealer. It just makes you feel better when you're wearing concealer sometimes. So I would say like holy grail in general would be concealer or like lip balm would be like my two things.
Gotcha.
But product wise, the most fun are like palettes and eyeshadow and things like that.
So you hinted that you're working on something for next year already. And is that the phases of launches, like year by year or season by season?
It's like it depends on every brand, like which it's different for everyone. But for me, like when I start a concept for something, like I usually take about a year and some months to like come out with it.
Yeah,
it's like I start my like concept and then like won't come out till like a year and some change after that. And I'm like, I wish it was out like now.
I know. I would get so
long.
I would get so bored by the time it comes out that I'd be like, that's what I came up with?
Yes.
Right.
And I'm like, wow, okay, I guess that was a hard night for me that day. Like shit, like I completely agree with you. And it's crazy because you like, not only that, it's like when you come out with a new product, you're like already thinking about your next like 2 launches and you're like, oh my God, like I need to focus on this one product that I just launched. Hello, like that deserves its own love. But you're also thinking so far ahead. And that's like kind of how it is when you own a brand.
Dang. Are you venturing out into things outside of makeup?
Right now we're just makeup based.
Okay.
Like I'm just trying to venture into doing more categories of the face. So it's like right now I have liquid lipsticks, glosses, eyeshadows and highlighters. And so now I'm working on, like doing things like blushes and, other different ventures and other spots of the face I want to like work on.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
You have a beautiful dog.
Thank you. She just
how
got groomed yesterday, so she looks so cute right now.
I saw your Instagram story. How old is she?
She's like, oh my God, she's gonna be 3 in December.
She's so freaking cute.
She's the cutest.
When?
In the world.
Where did you get her?
So it's actually a really crazy story. So I was in Aspen, Colorado. Zaya.
Okay.
So I was in like Aspen, Colorado, in like a couple years ago, with a brand, and I got an email from this like person that was like, oh, like our dog had a litter of puppies. We would think that like she's so cute. We think you would like be interested. And she sent me 2 photos of it, and I was like, okay. And they're like, if you want one, like we would absolutely love to send you.
This
one.
is a person you knew?
No. It was a random person like who knew who I was. And I was like, okay, cool. And so when I was there, I was like, there's no freaking way in hell I can handle like having a dog because like my life was so crazy.
Right.
I'm like, no, I can't. Like I travel too much. Like it's not responsible of me. But luckily I have my brother that lives with me. So I'm like, well, if I'm gone, he'll stay home.
Sure.
I'll be fine. But I was like, no, I can't do it. But then I saw the photo of her.
Oh no.
And I was like, oh my God, I'm cracked. I cracked in half like an egg. And I was like, okay, this is so impossible. Like, how am I not gonna have her? So then I was like, okay,
stranger.
Zaya, I love Zaya. No, and her name was Zaya right away. Like it wasn't even like I changed it to Zaya. Like they're like, we have Zaya here. And I was like, well, I really like that name too. Like it was like all like the stars were aligning for me. And she was, hyperallergenic. Like I didn't want a dog that shedded.
Right.
And so things like that. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna like, I would absolutely like love one of them. And literally within like 3 days, like they flew her over to me.
Wow.
Yeah, so they flew her out.
I still am stuck on this as a random person that just emailed you.
No, it was like a dog. Like it's like a dog company, and like they're like, oh, well, we have like we have dogs here, and like we just want to know if you were like down. Like we have doodles. They specifically had doodles.
Doodles. Oh,
and I was like, okay, well,
she's a doodle.
Yeah, she's a doodle. She's like a toy doodle, and so I was like, okay. And so they flew her out to me. And I still remember like getting her at like the Delta terminal, and I was like, "What? This is crazy!
It's like a romantic
how is she
comedy.
in this little crate? Yeah, she was like in her little crate. I got her. I saw her, and she was smaller than I thought she was going to be. She was literally like a pound. She was so tiny. And so I remember when I got to my car, and she was in the crate. Like I opened it and I wanted to like hold her, and she went like crazy. She was licking me. She like right away she was obsessed. She peed all over me. I was
she
like,
marked her
what
territory.
the hell? I literally was like, okay. I just started laughing. I was like not even disgusted. I was like, okay, cute. Like
this
her
is my
little
daughter now.
she just peed all over me. I guess this is really real. So it was like love at first sight. And so I brought her home, and I had like her I was like trying to like potty train her, had her little pee pads and stuff like that. So it was
cute.
A love at first sight.
Does
sure.
Does she travel with you?
No, she doesn't. I'm actually not a huge, like, I don't like the idea of like traveling with her as much because I don't want her to get stressed out.
Yeah.
Because she's also like so small. And it
yeah.
would make me stress if I like left her in a hotel room
Yeah.
while I'm like out doing something. And like the whole idea of it really freaks me out.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no, I can't. Like I want her to stay home, feel comfortable, or like I'll take her to my parents' house.
Sure.
Because they have dogs too. And so like she'll get to run around and play with them.
Yeah.
So I'd rather her feel comfortable at home and not be like flying with me to New York.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though I miss her, I'd rather her feel more comfortable.
Oh, that's a good dog dad.
Yeah, good daddy.
Is she well behaved? Is she good?
She's a bitch, to be quite honest. She honestly is. She's definitely a pain in the ass. And I'm like, wow, you really take after me. It's like really shocking. The apple did not fall far from the tree. No, but it's because she has her moments. Like she is well behaved, but then she's also like, she loves to throw tantrums, like it's her favorite thing to do. Where I'll literally like be eating something, and if she's next to me, she'll be looking at me, and I'm like, "You can't have any." She'll like, and she'll start to like bark at me, like as if like as I'm telling her no. She starts to like dig around me, and she like throws her like head back, like she literally throws a human tantrum, and I'm like, "What is wrong with you?" Like
Dramatic.
It's crazy. Yeah, or like if I'm gone for too long out of town, she'll like shit on my bed, and I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
She's like, I thought we talked about this.
She's like, don't go to your room when I like get here. And I'm like, wow. Like, so she definitely has an attitude, but it makes it like so much more fun because she's so
because she's little,
animated and so little, and she's just so funny. Like, and if someone gives me like, if I'm filming in my beauty room and she's in the room with me, and if someone comes in and wants to talk to me, like she just goes off on them. And she's like, he's literally like, don't disturb him. It's really weird. And I'm like, I don't understand like how, like you're psychotic.
Protective.
Yeah, she's very protective, very bossy.
Aww.
But I think it just makes it more fun because she's so little. If she was like 100 pounds, I'd be like, fuck, you need to go to fucking counseling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, you need help. But because she's like 4 pounds, I'm like, you know what? I can handle it.
I'm gonna let this happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna let it happen because it's kind of cute.
Oh, that's so sweet. Okay. You in the beauty makeup world, PR packages are given
The
like
thing.
crazy.
Right.
I remember when this first started happening like years ago, and it was like, oh my God, that's so cool for you guys. I wish we had that in the other world of YouTube.
Yes.
For anything, but also how can we get in on that? And now it's gotten to like such an insane degree, I feel like. Like, what's the craziest like PR package that you've gotten?
I mean, I've gotten really intense packages. I've gotten a package once where it was like a sailboat, where it was literally like a human-sized little boat. I was like, what the actual fuck? Like a raft.
What?
It was a wooden bamboo raft, human-sized raft, and like it was like a life-size me on it. And I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do with this? I'm like, get this shit out of my house. I've had like full. It was a PR package. It was literally just like, here's our bronzer. So why the fuck are you attaching a boat with it? It was very weird.
It's like a naked and afraid raft.
It was weird. It was literally psychotic. And it was like as if you like would tie coconuts to the side. It was one of those kind of weird rafts. It was very Castaway. But I was like, okay, like this is really weird. I had like human-sized paintings.
Of yourself?
Of myself.
What?
Yeah, I've had vacuum cleaners. Like really weird ass shit that you're like, why is this here with me right now?
That's so bonkers.
Yeah, I've had really, 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 really weird ones. But I think they're really like I think they're fun. Like when it's like have ones like that, you're like, this is who thinks of this?
That's
like
so
who is
absurd.
thinking of this?
So absurd.
I've had it where literally like I went to go pick up packages one day. The next day I went to go pick up packages and I had 8 more packages that day. And I'm like, this is like getting crazy.
Yeah, it's now become comical how many PR packages I see get opened up on Instagram stories.
It's fun. It's literally funny. Like I'll literally maybe get like 20 a week.
That's so nuts. Okay,
20,
so who are your like favorite people to follow online, like for better or worse? Like on Instagram. Like I love me some Britney Spears on Instagram.
Just because you're like, I have to just be there for her.
I just want to check in and make sure she's okay.
Yeah.
All the time.
No, absolutely. For
I'm
me,
like, oh no.
I love following like RuPaul's Drag Race. Like girls,
Oh.
like those are just like that's like my like thing where I'm like, okay, I love like seeing the girls on that season of Drag Race. Like I'll follow them.
Oh yeah.
For like a while just to see like how they're doing. Like I just think it's really that's like my like little like guilty pleasures watching like Drag Race and then following all the girls from it. And I'm like, okay, like how are you guys doing? How are you guys doing during the show?
What'd you think of last season?
I love Drag Race, so like I thought it was really fun. I thought it was great to watch.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
I did. I did.
What did you think?
I liked it. I thought it was really good. I think Evie is great.
I love her.
I think she's super cool.
I love her. But I love Brooklyn.
I know. Brooklyn is just so like elegant.
Eloquent.
Yeah. She's eloquent.
Eloquent. She's so good.
I did think the final lip sync was a little like underwhelming.
But I thought something more was gonna happen.
Yeah, I was waiting for like something really
some crazy reveal.
I thought Evie's big dress, I was like, something's under there. There's gotta be something crazy.
Or like
under
her like
there.
head was gonna like rotate 360. Something
Yeah.
crazy. She's like crazy shit. Yes. But it didn't happen.
Would you ever do Drag Race?
Like be in it?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Would you ever judge Drag Race?
Absolutely. I was like, I would love to, or like even like not even. I would love to do like a mini challenge, like even like just like a hey, like this is like a social media like mini challenge. Like I'd be so down for that. Like that's something I know what to do.
I feel like that's the easiest insert for makeup.
For sure.
I mean,
and they have like Anastasia Beverly Hills is like their sponsor,
right?
Like it'd be so much fun to just kind of go in and just like hang out with the girls for like a little mini challenge.
I just want to go behind that two-way mirror now.
Oh my god, me too.
But now they all know that it's two ways.
I know, but still, I would absolutely love that. It just seems like such a fun show to be part of.
Yeah,
like I really want to do it.
I feel like even like the crew would be having a great time too.
Like they all just seem cool. I've seen them all like when I've gone to like the finale tapings like the past couple years, and they're so fun. You see all the crew, and it's just like such a fun, crazy experience.
That's so sweet.
And RuPaul's even more gorgeous in real life.
Yeah. What else do you watch, or are you watching?
Ooh, Euphoria just ended, which I'm so devastated because I love that show. It's so good. I loved everything about that show. To be honest, I loved the way it was shot. I loved the characters. I loved the acting. I loved everything about it. It was so cool seeing a show talk about like real life situations or real life struggles that teens go through and young adolescents. It was really, really great. It's really good. You have to watch it. It's really, really good. I love watching the show Pose.
Oh yeah, Pose is great.
I love watching. I'm really into The Boys right now. I just
finished it.
No way. I'm like 2 episodes away from finishing it.
I won't tell you anything, but yeah, it was that show. I'm like, my boyfriend and I were watching it, and I just kept screaming like, I literally cannot predict what's going to happen next in this show.
It makes me overwhelmed. The plane scene.
Yeah. Well, no, the first scene.
I want to die.
Well, we just turned it on, and all of a sudden, like, we just see like a butt, and I was like,
yes.
What is this show?
Yes, and I was so into it. I was like, absolutely, a male butt. I love seeing a little tan line with a white ass. It's so cute to me. I don't know what it is. There's like something sexy about like a tan line. It's psychotic of me, but I think it's hot.
Yeah, no, The Boys is really good.
It's so good.
It's on Amazon if anyone is curious. And it is like, don't get too high when you watch it though, because it gets real scary.
No, it's crazy. It's literally like, it's like a superhero show, but it's like dark.
Yeah, and all of a sudden like things get gory for a long time, and you're like, what the fuck?
I just got chills. Like, it's sick.
But and it's also kind of funny sometimes.
Yeah,
so
it's good.
It's got something for everything. Okay, we're gonna take one last break. We have a bunch of Twitter questions to get to, so we'll be right back with more Not Too Deep.
Perfect.
Not too deep.
There is something interfering with your happiness or preventing you from achieving your goals. BetterHelp Online Counseling can help. They offer licensed professional counselors who specialize in issues like depression, anxiety, relationships, trauma, anger, family conflicts, LGBTQ matters, grief, self-esteem, and more. Connect with your professional counselor in a safe and private online environment. You can get help at your own time, at your own pace. Anything you share is confidential, and it's so convenient you can schedule secure video or phone sessions, as well as chat and text with your therapist. And if for some reason you're not happy with your counselor, they can get you a new one. You can request a new one at any time for no additional charge. And best of all, it's affordable, and you beautiful listeners get 10% off your first month with the discount code GRACE. So get started by going to betterhelp.com/grace, then fill out a questionnaire to help them assess your needs and get you matched with a counselor that you'll love. That's betterhelp.com/grace. Okay, Manny, we're going to get into Twitter questions, but right before we do, I'm going to ask you the 2 questions that I ask every single guest that's on the podcast. And the first is, who, alive or dead, would you most want to throw cold spaghetti at?
Oh my God, I want to throw cold spaghetti at. Oh my God, that's...
I know. It's a very serious question.
Because it would like stick to them.
I guess.
Potentially.
Unless they're really lotioned up.
Who would I throw cold spaghetti at? Oh my God, I don't,
It can be good. It can be bad.
in a fun way.
It's your intention behind the
Of
toss.
course. So you know what? Okay, so it would be, I would probably throw cold spaghetti in like a food fight situation at
Okay.
Lady Gaga. I feel like she would like throw it back and it'd be fun.
Oh, yeah.
And it'd be like a fun experience, like very like I would
she
throw
would
it
make
back at
it
me.
art.
She would make it artsy and very
Yeah.
cool and like very fun. And I think that, and it would be like in a good way, not in like a you're a bitch, here's some spaghetti. it'd be in like a let's have a food fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say like Lady Gaga.
I
'Cause
like
I also just
that.
like love her.
Okay, the other question is to tell us your worst pants shitting story or close call, but you can only tell us in 3 words or 3 small phrases. So, for example, mine is college, jogging, front lawn.
Okay.
Okay.
High school,
Mhm.
bus, volleyball game.
Oh no. Oh no.
Sick fuck. It was truly a disaster.
I was gonna ask you what you were like in high school, but I think
Shy.
I got it. Okay, let's get into these Twitter questions.
Twitterific.
Some wants to know what's a good, inexpensive eyeshadow palette, preferably one with a really good yellow shade.
Oh. I was like, I feel like expensive and inexpensive are like, that's
But also-
subjective.
Yeah, because I think inexpensive. Yeah, it can mean a lot of different things
Mhm.
because it depends. Because I don't necessarily think
A
some of the
good
palettes at like
yellow.
Sephora are expensive, but other
Totally.
people might think that they're very expensive.
Totally.
Let's
Good
say
yellow. Let's say, I would say probably like with a good like yellow in it would probably end up being something like maybe like a Morphe like
Mhm.
9 pen palette where it's like a small palette but just like all bright colors and it's like has like a strong yellow in it because they have like good pigmented like mattes.
yeah, because I feel like
Mhm. But they're
those.
cheap.
I don't know much about makeup, but
Mhm.
I feel like those yellow colors. If you go to a drugstore, you're never gonna find one that's like pigmented enough.
Yeah, yellow is actually one of the hardest shades to create. I have a yellow in one of my palettes in Life's a Drag and it was probably like one of my most bitch of a shades to create.
Really?
Mhm.
Oh,
It's so hard.
but would you do it again?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I love it. I think it's like I love the shade yellow to wear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Okay, someone says, Grace, please ask him why he is so high maintenance love dad. So I believe this is from Manny Sr.
Yeah, I literally saw him comment that and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, Dad, first of all,
Well, the hard thing is I don't know how to fact check his like it says Manny Sr. as his name.
no, it was literally him.
But I don't know if that's like a fan writing
No.
Manny Sr. and he's pretending to be your daddy.
No, imagine, fuck. You know, it's how I was raised. That's what I'm saying. It's how I was raised, mom and dad.
Is there ever a time, because your dad is active on Twitter,
Mm,
that you have to like mute him or like
I've absolutely muted him
message
before.
him and be like, you have to delete that tweet?
Yeah. No, I've absolutely been like, Dad, let's calm it down. Okay, let's just calm it. Let's all take a deep breath. And let's go ahead and mute Twitter for a little bit. No, but he's such a trooper. He like cracks me up on Twitter. So I'm like, I just let him do whatever he wants to do.
Oh, that's real sweet. Okay, someone wants to know if he could do anyone's makeup, alive or dead, who would he choose?
I feel like I'd want to do Beyonce's makeup. I think it'd be so sickening. I think I really
Do you
feel
know
like I
what-
just turn her out.
Do you know what kind of makeup you would do on her?
I want to just do like a really pretty like bronzy look, like
Yeah.
one that she already goes with. But I just want to see like how I could do it and just like kind of just being like that close in proximity.
Oh.
I feel like would be like it.
Yeah.
I would freak out. I don't know what I would do. I'd be like, oh my fuck, I'm touching her face. Like
I know. I feel like
I'm never washing my hands again. Like it was literally like it'd be that.
I feel like you have to wash your hands like at least 40 times before you touch
Oh, for
your
sure.
face.
Like I'll literally between sets sanitizing. Like that would be so much fun. Oh my gosh.
Someone says, do you wish that you had a chance to be on Escape the Night All Stars?
I do only because I feel like I had so much fun the first time.
Yeah.
And so I would have loved to have been on Escape the Night, the All-Star season, but I was really, really busy during the time that they were shooting. So I'm like, it's okay.
You had the experience.
And I already had the experience, and I thought it was so much fun. So
That's great. Has he tried the Popeye's chicken sandwich?
I have not.
Is this a
Is
thing?
it good? I don't know. I've never even heard of that.
Is this a thing for you? Like, do you like Popeye's chicken? Oh, okay. Then
I
this
mean,
is just a random
Yeah,
question.
just-
Okay.
I was like, I don't even know. I'm like, I guess.
A lot of times I learn about inside jokes like that
Oh, yes.
people have based on the questions that people ask. That
Yeah.
they'll be like, ask him about blah, blah, blah. And it'll be like, I have no idea, but they'll know.
Yeah.
So this is not something in your
This is not
world.
no.
Okay.
This is not an insider.
And the answer is no, he hasn't tried it.
I
Okay. So thank you for the question, Foshasta Jones.
But I do want some fucking Popeye chicken right now.
Oh,
Oh, it came out yesterday.
it came out yesterday. Oh, so it's a big
Oh,
Twitter.
I see.
It's a big, just global trend.
It's like Wendy's coming back with their like McNuggets and shit.
Oh, yeah. Can he do my makeup before a date that I have yet to schedule? From Lily Marston.
Absolutely, Lily. I would love to. It's actually really funny because I do get asked all the time, like emailed, like about doing people's makeup, and I'm like,
Do you?
really? And I feel bad because I'm like actually really, really busy, and I would feel so guilty if I had to cancel because I'm like,
Yeah. Do you
going
ever
to a carpet or doing something.
Do you do private appointments or anything like that? Like, do you do people's like makeup for special occasions or anything?
Mm-mm.
No.
I haven't actually done like unless it's like a collab with someone. I haven't done someone's makeup, or like if it was like my mom. Like other than that, I haven't done it in like years and years and years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because it's just like it's been.
You're busy.
I'm busy. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
really busy.
Do you think 2019 is treating you well? By the way, love you.
I do think that 2019 is treating me well. I've actually been. I feel like this is like one of my most happy I've ever been. Years
Yeah?
like on YouTube and things like that. I feel like I've really just kind of honed in on like what I enjoy and things that I'm happy with and things that I like and
Yeah.
really focusing on myself. And I feel like it's been really nice. I've actually really, really enjoyed 2019.
That's great.
Mhm.
Yeah. How have you? I mean, because how long have you been on YouTube now?
Like 5 years, 6 years?
5 years.
Yeah, 5 years.
Have you felt like the itch or the burnout or any of that sort of?
I definitely do. There's definitely moments where I'm like, dude, I can't fucking do this. Like I cannot keep doing this. It's just,
Yeah.
it seems like it's so hard sometimes. Like I'm like, I feel burnt out and I don't want to do this. I want to take a break. And, but I feel like when you take a break, then it like, you get like
Your momentum.
the momentum like dies down and the algorithm like doesn't want to fuck with you anymore. And there's so
Yeah.
many different things that I'm like, well, I just kind of have to keep going.
Yeah. What do you do to like generate ideas and that sort of thing?
I feel like in beauty, I'm really lucky in the way that there's always new product coming out and there's always
True.
things to review and there's always things that people want to like know about that are just being released. And I think that really, really helps in the beauty world because there's always new makeup and there's always like something fun to do. There's always like, let's go to Target and get some makeup and
Mhm.
just like things like that. I feel like really, really lucky in that sense. But then I also feel like, well, sometimes I don't even want to do a beauty video. I want to just like sit back and like tell the gym story.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel like you kind of have to just switch it up.
Yeah. Were there any beauty like challenges or trends that you were like, I'm not doing that?
There's a lot that I didn't do. I was like, I'm literally not fucking doing that shit. You guys are psychotic. I don't think I could do like the 100 layers of nail polish. There's no way I could do that.
Yeah.
There's no way I could do like just like challenges like that where I was like, I literally can't do this.
Yeah. I don't have the patience for it.
That's what I'm saying. I just don't like, I want to get in, film and get out.
Yeah.
And like, I can't just sit there for like 8 hours and just do
No.
something. It makes me like crazy.
Someone wants to know, how does he keep up with all of the new makeup launches?
I don't actually keep up with it, to be quite honest. No, honestly, there's so much makeup that's released nowadays.
Yeah.
And it honestly gets really, really, really overwhelming for me. So now, because like I get like, most of it.
Right.
I think for me, it's like I tend to want to use things and new products from brands that have been supportive of me in the past and who are, trying their best to be inclusive. And like, I want to work with brands that are just really great.
Yeah.
And like, if it's a brand that just wants to send me product for the free promo, then I'm like, okay, well, I'll do like a snap or something. But if I'm like really wanting to like work with a brand or give like props to a brand that I've worked with or a brand that like really tries their best to do the best that they can, then I'm more likely to use like their new products just because I feel like if they treat me well, they treat others well, then I want to give them more of a shout out.
That's awesome. Are there any brands that you look forward to the most when they have new launches? Or even just like a new product like that you're most excited about?
Honestly, not really. Only because now so many brands come out with so many new things so often that it makes me overwhelmed. And I'm like, the only brand I'm like, bitch, is Lunar Beauty. That's the shit I'm excited for. That's the only shit I'm excited for every time the launch happens. Because it's hard to keep up with so many different brands.
Yeah, it's overwhelming just hearing about it.
Mm-hmm.
Someone wants to know, if there's one thing that he could change in life or do differently, what would it be and why? I
actually get this question asked a lot. People always ask me like, well, if there was like one thing you can do. And I feel like for me, I always end up saying like there's not anything I would really change. So I feel like it gets me to like where you are and like where I am now. And I feel like I'm actually like one of the happiest I've ever been in my whole life. And I feel like I've learned so much in the past few years that it's like I don't think I would change anything, you know? Because I feel like you've learned such valuable life lessons.
Yeah.
When you go through hard times,
it.
it's all part of it. You know, it's all part of life, and life's not always easy all the time. And you know, you kind of have to just be there for the hard times to appreciate the good times.
Yeah.
So I feel like I always end up saying like, no, I wouldn't change anything.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because how can you possibly know what good feels like if you haven't felt bad?
Exactly. Exactly. You can't get to the rainbow without the rain first.
Hell yeah. On that prolific note, here's a question. Would you rather look like a potato or feel like a potato?
That's a fucking hard ass question, honestly. Like, because when you think about it, and I'm like, wait, I know like the appropriate answer is to be like, I would rather look like a potato and feel so good. But I'm like, wait, like I do beauty. But
do potatoes feel bad?
Like, like when they're fries, I'm sure they're sickening.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're feeling so good about themselves. So I feel like it also depends. Because honestly, potatoes are I would honestly rather look and feel like a potato because potatoes are actually my favorite food. Because you can do so much with them. Like when you think about it, you can do fries, you can do chips, you can do baked, you can do I'm sorry, I'm like such a potato person. And it's kind of embarrassing, but I love them so much that I'm like,
They're like the perfect apocalypse food.
They are.
Like,
truly.
You're going to have fine dining if you save some potatoes.
Yeah, save some spuds, y'all. Save some spuds. I would literally live the full fantasy with potatoes. I love them.
How you haven't done a potato palette?
Could you imagine? That's so sick. It smells like potatoes.
It looks like it's packaged like an actual potato and it just opens up.
It's all browns.
I'll be there for the brainstorming session if you need it.
You're right.
I honestly would buy that in a fucking heartbeat.
Yeah, in a second.
Yeah.
You could be potato too.
If I saw all these beautifully packaged eyeshadow palettes and then just a pile of potatoes, I would immediately reach for them. Oh, I love that. Okay, if you could run one business, which would it be and how would you change it?
Oh my gosh, I feel like I would run like Apple or like something like or Amazon. Like I would want to run some like humongous
You would want to run a huge corp?
Okay, I would run it until like I can sell it. And by run it, I mean sell it. And I would get it acquired is what I really mean. Because there's no me running it. That's just not going to happen. I'm going to need a cute little life from there on in. I'm going to need to retire after that acquisition. Thank you so much. And I wouldn't change anything. I would literally just like change the ownership. It'd be someone else and not me.
Yeah. How long did it take you to feel successful?
Oh my gosh, that's like such a great question because I feel like success.
It's such an abstract concept.
It really is. And I feel like it was actually the other day I heard this quote about success. And I honestly can't remember right now, but it like hit me so hard. And it was about like how success is like what you make of it and how you feel. And I truly think that's the absolute truth. Because there's moments where it's like you can feel like you get millions of views of videos and hundreds of thousands likes on like photos and like so many crazy things. And like you can still feel unsuccessful in your way. But I feel like true success comes from within and how you feel about something. So I feel like if you're happy doing if you're living the life that you want to live, I feel like you're successful. Yeah. And I think that for me, like that's what it is. Like even if like things wane and things like that, I feel like success is like on the inside. And I really, that's truly how I feel about it. I feel like success is really what you make of it. Yeah. And for me, I feel like whenever I have people tell me in real life that they, watch my videos or that they've changed in some way, or like they watched me when they were in the hospital going through chemo, and I feel successful when people tell me that, and that's like that's my moment for success.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Thanks.
The alternative side, someone wants to know what's the worst part of his job, and they said, but in a serious manner, not the stereotypical response.
What's the stereotypical response for the worst part of his job?
I don't know. I guess maybe the stereotypical response is like negative comments.
I think for me, one of the hardest part is never being off.
Yeah.
I think that's like one of the hardest parts for me is that I have like unplugging is very hard when you're on social media because on social media, like it's like such a self-driven job. Like what we do, it's self-driven. There's no someone like telling us what to do. For us, it's like, okay, I need to film and get this done. Like because we know that we need to do it.
Right.
Not because someone's telling us and someone's like making us do it. So I think that the hard part is unplugging and unwinding and, taking time for yourself. And like also like when you're going out and like I've been on dates and I'll have someone come up to me and recognize me, and I'm like, oh my God, like I actually didn't tell them that I was like a YouTuber.
Yeah.
So it's like things like that. It was like you have to just kind of be prepared and be on. And I would never want to give someone a bad experience out in real life. So you always just kind of have to be like psychologically aware. Or even when I'm like out at the club and hanging out with friends, I'm just more on. I just feel like more on because I feel like I'll get videos on Twitter of people like recording me at the club and like I see you and I'm like, like it like freaks me out, you know. And so I think that that's the hard part about it, is like never really feeling like you're off and that you can like really fully relax.
And that's hard because then you get stuck feeling like you can't have a bad day.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
Especially like publicly, you can't just be that person that you drive by and they're like, that girl was crying on the street.
Right. No, right. Oh my God, imagine they're like fucking Twitter fucking mentions. Like it'd be like Twitter moments, Manny MUA crying on the street. What a loser. Like fuck. Like that would be such like people, the thing is like people also don't see YouTubers, I feel like, as regular people.
Right.
So I feel like that makes it really, really hard too. Cause it's like they almost make it like we can't make mistakes. And you know, life is about mistakes and you make mistakes to live your life. So I feel like that makes it really, really hard.
Yeah. This has been so fun. There's one last question before we wrap up. Corn or green beans? A real big one.
Green beans, probably.
Green beans.
I'm like not a corn person. I think it's really weird.
Oh, okay.
Like a lot of people always like they're always like, here's like some corn. I'm like, I don't want to eat corn.
How many people are offering you corn?
Like my parents are like corn psychos.
Really?
And they're like, here's corn. I'm like, I don't want your fucking corn, dude. Like I literally tell them like, I don't want the damn corn. And they're like, you like corn? I'm like, no, I don't. So stop giving me fucking corn and I'll give it to my brother.
I'm going to tweet it at your dad. And
literally, you're going to be like, you're a cornaholic. They are.
Oh, that's
it's sick.
So silly.
It's sick.
Manny, this has been so fun. Before you go, every guest on the podcast for being here and giving us their time gets a personalized fortune cookie.
Oh my
Yours
God.
got a little warped. Sorry.
I love a warped cookie. Can I open it?
Of course.
Oh my God, I thought I ripped the thing in half. I was going to scream, but it just folded. Okay, let's see. Oh my God, this is so long. This is an official plea for you and... Oh my God, hold on, give me 1 second. This is an official plea for you and Nick to recreate the Catalina Vacation Backstreet Boys lip sync. Same outfits and all. The people deserve it.
Yeah.
Who said this?
The fortune cookie.
I'm like, who wrote this? The fortune just came with it.
Can you give us context to what?
So I posted, this is so funny. I posted a video with my little, so embarrassing. I posted a video with my little brother on my Instagram because it was like me, Nick, and Aaron. Those are my two little brothers. And we're all super young. And Nick, the middle one, it was so into Backstreet Boys. He like literally thought he was like Justin Timberlake. He dead ass thought he was. And so he would like perform. Oh my God. NSYNC, like the boy group, the boy band back in the day. No, that's Backstreet Boys.
Oh, yeah.
NSYNC was like the other one.
Yeah.
Fuck, was Nick Carter in Backstreet Boys? I don't remember.
Nick Carter wasn't Backstreet Boys.
Okay, got it. So it was. So NSYNC was the other boy band. And my brother would like perform like the songs. He'd be like, bye, bye. Like he would like literally do the whole zhuzh with the thing. And so there's a video of Nick doing it, and then Aaron in the back like dancing because he was like a baby with diapers like walking around. But then he like walks over to turn to the next song, and Nick like freaks out on him. He's like, "Oh my God, Aaron! Like get out of here! Like I'm trying to perform, like living his full fantasy." And he like screams at Aaron, and then he screams and walks away. And then Aaron changes the song, and then it goes pans to me, and I'm like starting to perform, but I'm so embarrassed because I'm actually not like a camera person. Where I'm literally like, "Mom, like turn the camera to Aaron, like don't record me." As I'm literally performing, and then she's like laughing because I'm like the one that's like so shy, and I'm like performing, and then I sit down, and I'm like, that's all you know. and then I'm like, stop recording me. And I look at her like this.
That's so scary.
So it's literally like psychotic. So it's just funny like going from there to now where I'm like literally like I record myself for a living.
Oh man, if she only knew what that camera had planted.
What did you do? Yeah, and now my brothers are opposite. They're like, don't record us. And now I'm like
Manny, where can people find you and Lunar Beauty and all of it if they don't know?
You can find me on Manny MUA 733 on Instagram, on YouTube and Twitter, and then Lunar Beauty is just literally Lunar Beauty on Instagram. And lunarbeauty.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. It was so much fun. I loved it.
Go check out everything he's up to. It's all beautiful stuff. We'll see you guys next time on another episode of Not Too Deep. Goodbye.
Bye.
Too deep, too deep, too deep. Not Not Too Deep
with Grace Helbig.
Not Too Deep is a production of Grace Helbig Incorporated, producer Melissa D. Montz, writing by Diane Kang, production assistance by Katrina Henning, post-production sound by Chris Henry, and an extra special thanks to Flula for the theme music. Post-production sound by Christopher Bell.